YouTube, what's going on? Jamar here, Vegas Sense. And in this video, I'm gonna be doing sort of like I guess a review slash comparison of Armaf Ventana. And I'll be comparing it a lot to Dior Sauvage, okay? So, Dior Sauvage, that's probably one of the first fragrances that I sort of heard about. When I was getting started with fragrances around this time last year. And it's one of the first fragrances as well, that I actually got from Scentbird. Or no, I'm sorry, Scentbox. And I actually have a pretty decent amount of it. I've had this for almost a year now, I would say, and I still have a couple mils left in here. And also keep in mind that this decant bottle or whatever, it actually, you probably can't see it on the camera, but it has been leaking inside of here. So I haven't even gotten a chance to use all of the juice, and I think if I look down in there, I can actually see some of the juice in there. So that goes to show you how much I haven't actually used this one. Now I have worn this one quite a bit. Doesn't necessarily mean that I prefer this one over Dior Sauvage, but because I have obviously a bigger bottle of this one, and this one is a lot cheaper, I've been using it a lot more. So I've been just pretty much just wasting sprays, but just kind of getting into the comparison of this one. This one, to my nose anyway, it smells pretty much identical to Dior Sauvage. I think there are like just some tiny differences, but I think if you were to spray both this and Dior Sauvage on like a card or on your hand, each hand or whatnot, and you walked up to somebody and you said, "Here, can you smell the difference between, this fragrance and this fragrance?" I'm pretty sure that they would say, well, they smell exactly the same to me. That's pretty much the gist of it, in my opinion. So as far as the smell goes, in my opinion, this is pretty much dead on with Dior Sauvage. I think this more so kind of smells like the dry down of Dior Sauvage after, the first initial opening blast of it. But again, the difference to me is so minute that most average people probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Okay. So just kind of going through like some of the note differences between the two fragrances. Ventana actually has grapefruit, lemon, and mandarin orange in the top notes, and Dior Sauvage has pepper and bergamot in the top notes. Okay, and then in the middle notes, Ventana has geranium, lavender, patchouli, and vetiver. Sauvage in the middle has geranium, it has lavender, but then it has Sichuan pepper, it has elamai, pink pepper, oak moss, and patchouli. Okay, so the Ventana is missing pretty much the Sichuan pepper, as well as just the regular pepper, I believe. Yeah. So there's no pepper notes in Ventana, and there's no elamai in Ventana as well. Okay. And then in the base notes, for Ventana, you have cedarwood, you have precious woods, and amber. In Dior Sauvage, you have cedar, ambroxan, and labdanum. Okay, so there's some differences between the notes. And what I'll go ahead and do is I'm going to just kind of spray each one here on a card and kind of see if I can really detect the differences. Okay, so just off the bat, Dior Sauvage, it does smell just a tad bit spicier. I do, smell the pepper in Dior Sauvage. And I would say, really, I more so kind of smell like probably black pepper. Okay. And Ventana, to my nose, smells just a tad bit sweeter at this point. While Dior Sauvage, it does smell just a bit more spicier because of the pepper notes. The Ventana smells just a tad bit brighter. And Dior Sauvage smells like a little bit more cooler, more darker, I would say. So I guess you could really say, if you're really digging into how each one of these smell side by side, you could say that Ventana would be like the daytime version of Dior Sauvage, and then Dior Sauvage would be for the night. But, again, that's with me really, really like digging in, trying to find differences between the two. Just in passing, just, through the air, I don't smell a difference. And, for the most part, when someone else smells a fragrance on you, that's how they're going to smell it. They're going to smell it pretty much through like sillage and stuff like that, not necessarily up on you smelling your skin. So in order to really get the differences between the two, again, you really, really, really have to sort of dig in and really try to look for the differences between the two fragrances. But smell-wise, I mean, I would have to give the Ventana at least like a 95% when it comes to the similarity between it and Dior Sauvage. The only main difference that I would say that I get from Ventana, as compared to Dior Sauvage, is Ventana just doesn't project, as strongly or as far as Dior Sauvage does. And I would say definitely Dior Sauvage lasts a little bit longer as well. With Ventana, I would say it becomes like a really, really light skin scent probably after about, I don't know, 5 to 6 hours or so. It doesn't completely go away. You still smell it, but it's not as present as like a Dior Sauvage is at that particular point. Dior Sauvage is definitely like a 12+ hour scent. This I would say is more so like probably like a 8 to 9 hour scent, or 8 to 10 hours. So not really that much of a difference on the longevity, but I would say there's definitely more so a difference in the projection. The Dior Sauvage is definitely more than an arm's length projection, for the first several hours. The Ventana, it's more so, I would say not even an arm's length, for maybe like the first hour and a half, 2 hours or so. So that's mainly where you get the differences between these two scents. Now, is Dior Sauvage worth purchasing over Armaf Ventana? I am going to say yes and no. So I think it depends on what you plan on using these scents for. If you are somebody that wants to wear the scent and you want it to project and you want to be noticed, you know, you plan on maybe using this for like going to the club or going out at night and stuff like that, then I don't think Armaf Ventana will really do it for you, because again, the projection on this one, like I said, I don't even think it's really an arm's length. And I don't know if it's because of the concentration difference. This one, Armaf Ventana, is a eau de parfum. And then this one here I have, it's the original Sauvage, so it's the eau de toilette. This one I would say would be, it would more so be better for if you were just kind of wearing it as like a work scent, going to school, maybe wearing it on a plane. I mean, I think they could both be used as gym scents. I don't think you really need like a really beast mode projecting scent in the gym. So this could also be like a good gym scent to use as an alternative to this. So say for instance, if you own both of these, and you know, you didn't want to use up all of your Dior Sauvage because it's more expensive, then this could more so kind of be like the beater fragrance version of it. I mean, again, the smell of this, for the cost of it, it's too similar to say that this isn't worth the money. Now, I purchased this fragrance brand new from eBay for $29.99 for 100 mils. Dior Sauvage, let's see how much this is going for on eBay. Okay. So for 100 milliliters on eBay, it looks like this is going for just under $70, it looks like. Let me just do a search here. Okay, so I see they have it on here for $60, $65, $60. And then you've got, you know, some on here for like $75, $84, $95. So the prices are kind of all over the place with this particular fragrance on eBay. And I mean, all of the prices that I'm naming here are for brand new in box fragrances. I'm just making sure that none of these were like aftershaves or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of these on here for, you know, about $60 or so. So that's not bad at all. For that particular fragrance, it's not bad at all. I do plan on purchasing a bottle of Dior Sauvage. Only because, you know, again, this one just doesn't really project, and whenever I wear a fragrance, I do like it to project. So I will definitely still keep this fragrance, but it'll more so just be a beater fragrance. You know, if I'm going to the store real quick or something like that, I'll spray some of this on, or, you know, it'll also be like maybe another gym scent for me to use. But overall, I would have to give this fragrance at least a 8.5 out of 10. The only reason why I wouldn't give it any higher than that is because it just doesn't really project that well. But for the longevity that you get, you know, mixed in with how cheap this is and how dead on it smells to Dior Sauvage, This is definitely still a worthy buy for sure. Okay. So again, this one is Armaf Ventana, Vegas Sense. I'll see y'all in the next video.